Finally, the phone we've all been waiting for from Google, the Google Pixel 6. We're going to talk about it right now. Rumors, specs, everything that we know so far. Let's jump down into it, shall we? Alright guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Eric. This is Sick Eric TV and I do tech videos. So if you enjoy what you're watching here, subscribe, like and share, and hit that thumbs up if you end up enjoying this video. So let's jump down into it. Google Pixel 6, what we know so far of this device. We're going to be going over rumored specs and going on over past devices as well. Are you excited? I know I am. I'm very excited about this device, so let's jump down into it. So Google Pixel 6 probably, hopefully, is going to be released around October is the rumored date. So hopefully that turns out okay and everything works out. As far as specs go, we're going to be getting two variants of it. We're going to be getting the Google Pixel 6 and the 6 Pro. And more than likely, I want to try to get the Pro version just because of the specs are bumped up on that version. And as far as the specs go, the Google Pixel 6 regular variant, more than likely, both of them are going to be running Android 12. 6.4 inch on the regular version, 8 gigabytes of RAM, 128 to 256 in the storage department. Rear cameras are going to be a 50 megapixel main sensor and a 12 megapixel ultra wide. And the cool thing about these sensors is they're going to be updated sensors. Google has been using the same sensors on their past devices for at least 2 or 3 years, and they really rely on their processing, image processing, and it's really good and it's been working, but it's time for a refresh and it's time to get some new sensors on these devices. So very excited about the cameras. 8 megapixel front facing camera and a 1400 milliamp hour battery, which is really nice size for the regular version, so that's really good. The Pro version is going to be stepping it up a bit. Android 12 as usual, 6.71 inches on the display, and more than likely it'll be curved, much like we get on the Note 20 and the OnePlus 9 Pro, so that's really cool. Now the thing about these displays is it's saying they're probably going to be 1080p. 120 hertz hopefully on both of them. Whatever happened to 1440p displays? Like these are flagship devices, they should have 40p displays. Now the Pixel 5 and the 4a 5G, those, yeah, 1080p, that's fine. They're sort of mid-range devices. We haven't had a flagship device from Google in a while, but we need a 1440 display. I think the only 1440 display I have right now at 120 hertz is the OnePlus 9 Pro. The Note 20, it has a 1440 display, but if you run it at 120 hertz, it dumps it down to 1080. So hopefully the regular version of the Pixel 6 is 1080p, but then 1440 on the Pro. It just makes sense. I don't understand how we went backwards on display quality, but continuing with the video, sorry. 12 gigabytes of RAM on the Pro version. Now 128 gigabytes, 256 and 512 are the rumored storage options for the Pro version. Obviously no micro SD card supports. Google does not do that. Hopefully, I wish they would, but everybody seems to be getting rid of micro SD cards, and I don't think Google's gonna give us a micro SD card. As far as the cameras go, 50 megapixel main sensor, 48 megapixel telephoto, which is going to be a periscopic photo or sensor, so hopefully that's really cool. A 12 megapixel ultra wide as well, and a 12 megapixel front facing camera. Now that's stepping it up from 8 megapixels on the regular version, so that's really nice. And this periscopic camera, hopefully it does something really cool like 10 times optical zoom or something. We don't need 100 times or 150 times zoom. That's just crap. It did not work out too well for Samsung, and we need something that's decent, that's going to give us good photos and not crappy ones. So that's pretty cool. 5,000 milliamp hour battery, which is really good. Hopefully Google's processing and optimization is good as well. That way we get good battery life. I know the Pixel 4 did not have very good battery life, and the Pixel 5 is pretty decent, but that's using a mid-range chipset. So yeah, the specs of these devices are really promising. Pixel 6 Pro is going to be stepping it up, and that's the one I'm excited for. Like, this thing has very excellent specs. Android 12, AMOLED display, 120 Hz, HDR10 compliant, which is cool. Everything stereo speakers, probably get stereo speakers on both of these. That's a given. If they don't, that's just really stupid. In-display fingerprint sensors, obviously, which is a step up from the last one. The Pixel 5 sort of had an older design and had the fingerprint on the rear. And you'll be seeing some pictures flash on your screen about these devices and the rendered pictures of them as well. Bluetooth 5.2, which is good. USB Type-C, obviously. Wireless charging. I don't know if they're going to have that on the regular version, but more than likely on the Pro version we'll have wireless charging. Hopefully the regular version does too. More than likely, it might have reverse wireless charging too. That way you could charge some things on the rear, so that's really cool. As far as that goes, like I said, fingerprint sensor more than likely be underneath the screen. The charging, I believe it's going to be like 18 watts, which is kind of a disappointment. I would have liked to have seen a little bit higher charging speeds on that, at least 25 watts. I wasn't expecting anything like 60 watt charging, but still something a little bit higher than 18 watts. And hopefully they give us a charger in the box. I know it's a big trend right now. People aren't including chargers in the box. I missed the old days of getting headphones and accessories in boxes. Now we just get the phone and paperwork and a SIM injection tool. That's it. Like, I want a charger brick, I want the cable, everything in the case and in the box, and I just hopefully they include a charger in the box. As far as that goes, there's really not much known about the devices. I'm excited about the design. It's going to be a really nice glass on glass. Hopefully no plastic is being used here. IP68 water and dust resistance obviously. And I'm really liking the design. Like, this whole visor that they got on the back for the cameras is really cool, and the color variants that has the color strip up top of the different colors, that's gonna look really nice. I'm hoping that these are true. And as far as the processor goes, more than likely there's a lot of rumors that they are not going to be using the Snapdragon 888 processor. Google is going to be using their own processor, which everybody's been calling it the Whitechapel, but I think it's going to be called the GS101 processor. And it's not going to be 888 quality, more in line with the 870 chipset, but with Google's processing and I think optimization, I think it's going to be a really good powerhouse. It's still going to be powerful, and they're going to be relying on AI for most of their processing and everything like that. So I'm hoping this turns out good. This could lower the price of these devices, so hopefully that's good that they're not using a Qualcomm chipset, which is a little bit more expensive. Hopefully their chipset's a little bit cheaper and will bring down the price of these phones. Now hopefully, God, I'm hoping the Pro version is not $1,400 or something crazy like that. I'm hoping that the 6 is going to be anywhere between $799, $800, maybe a little less hopefully. And the Pro version hopefully would stay under $1,000. I would like to see maybe $899 or $999, but I don't want like $1,400 for the Pro version. That's just insane. They are not Samsung. Nobody's gonna pay that high of a price for a Google phone. It's been done in the past. The Pixel 4 XL was a very expensive phone. Well, not expensive, but for the time it was for what you got, and it didn't sell too well. So hopefully they up it a little bit as far as specs go. And finally we get a flagship device. The Pixel 5 was sort of a mid-range phone, and of course the Pixel 4a 5G mid-range phone. You know, Snapdragon 765G chipsets, they weren't flagships, and hopefully this time around we get the true flagship that we've been wanting from Google. So I'm very excited about that. Like I said about the release dates, hopefully probably in October we'll be getting these devices. Yeah, I'm very excited about these phones. I've been wanting a nice Pixel phone for a while now, and the Pixel 5, they didn't come to T-Mobile, so I never got it. So I had the Pixel 4a 5G, and that was a great phone, but still mid-range phones. I think the last flagship phone we got was the Pixel 4 and the 4 XL. And I really liked the design of both of those, the back design at least. Frosted glass, it looked really nice. The front was not that great, but still really nice devices. And the Pixel 5 was sort of a step down, so hopefully this time around we get a flagship quality smartphone that we've all been waiting for from Google. So very excited about these devices. I'm very excited to see Google's new chipsets and what they're going to be doing with this. It's going to be really, really cool. And it's going to be much like Apple and Samsung, what they do with their chipsets. You know, Apple has their own chipset, Samsung has the Exynos. And hopefully this offers more, you know, updates and more support over the years for the devices, since Google's using their own. And with this whole chip shortage, I don't know what's going on there. I keep hearing everybody talk about this shortage, and hopefully that's not going to be a problem since they're using their own. And like I said, hopefully this brings down the prices of these devices. And the Snapdragon 888 is obviously an expensive chipset, and hopefully this brings down the prices of these. So very excited about that. Another cool thing is that apparently Google and T-Mobile are going to be teaming up, and T-Mobile is going to be using their Google Chat and Google Messaging as their main messaging apps on their Android phones, which is really cool. So hopefully we get some good deals of the Pixel 6s on T-Mobile, and that's going to be really, really cool. So very excited. T-Mobile did not get the Pixel 5. I was disappointed in that. They did get the 4a 5G and I believe the regular 4a, but not the 5. So hopefully we get both of them on T-Mobile. So that's really, really cool. I'm very excited about that. Specs look promising on here. Like I said, you'll be seeing some pictures on your screen of some renders of these devices. Yeah, I'm very excited about these. I'm excited about the cameras. Google's really, really known for their cameras and their excellent camera imaging processing. No doubt, probably the best cameras you could get on a smartphone is on a Pixel device. Even the 4a 5G, excellent pictures. Like, that thing is a beast as far as cameras, and hopefully they step it up a little bit on these cameras. 4K would probably be the norm that we'd get on these cameras. The rear-facing camera maybe might include 8K video, but that's just a perk. Nobody uses 8K video on a daily basis. I'll be excited just for regular 4K 60 on the front and on the back. So hopefully they don't give us 1080p on the front and 4K on the back, because these sensors are capable. I think you have to have a minimum of, I believe it's 8 megapixels or 5 megapixels in order to do 4K on the front facing camera. So they are definitely capable of it. So keep your fingers crossed, 4K on the front and on the back. And yeah, 8K will be pretty cool as well, but it's just not really a, you know, practical thing to have and to use every day. I'd want good 4K footage. Wireless charging, like I said, reverse wireless charging. That way you could charge some devices on the back of the device. So that's really cool. Bluetooth 5.2. So very excited about these large batteries, and hopefully the processors go well. As far as colors go, they have like an orange color, and then I want to say some khaki greens and white, and obviously black. So hopefully these phones have some pretty cool colors to them, and hopefully T-Mobile does not just give us one color of this device. So hopefully they give us, you know, quite a few to choose from. So that's going to be pretty cool. Here, I just hope the displays aren't 1080p. Yes, I want them to be higher refresh rate, 120 going from 90 that was on the Google Pixel 5. So I'm hoping that at least 1080p on the regular 6 and 1440 on the Pro version would be just excellent. Are you gonna get one? Are you thinking about it? Or are you just gonna skip out on Google from here on out? So comment down below of which one you might be, you know, you have your eye on, whether it's the Google Pixel 6 or the 6 Pro. Like I said, I want to try to get my hands on a Pro version. Hopefully you enjoyed this video of rumors of these devices, of what we know so far. and give me a thumbs up if you did, thumbs down if you didn't. That is quite all right. Subscribe, like, and share. I really appreciate it. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.